I'm Felice House. I am a painter and professor. I am a representational painter, which means that I paint things that you can name. I'm also a figure painter, so I often use the figure in my work. I'm excited to have my paintings at the Slate Gallery here in Telluride in the True West exhibition. I'm particularly excited to show this new series of landscapes in conjunction with some of the Re-Western series. It's been fun for me to see that to have these two in the same space and for me to start to think about the relationship between the two series. My dad worked in computer graphics since there was a term computer graphics. My mom is a painter, so growing up she had a studio with North Light in our house in Massachusetts. So I was pretty much destined to be an artist from a young age. Yeah, so I've always been interested in depicting women. Even in high school, I felt like the images I was seeing in media did not align with my own personal view of women and who we are and who we should be aspiring to be. So that's been my main trajectory for my work, really until very recently, when I removed the figure from the environment and I'm painting specifically landscapes. When my parents moved to Texas when I was 15 from Massachusetts, I became completely fascinated with Texas and the Western genre and the landscape of Texas. I felt like I had gone to an alien planet coming from the lush forest area of Western Massachusetts. My last series, my Re-Western series, kind of looked at the Western genre, the Western film genre, and really played with that to think about gender and power and culture. There's this series of ladies, and I love to imagine these Western films with a female protagonist. Like, how would the film be different? What would the value system of that society be like compared to the value system of our society? Right, so replacing the male hero with a contemporary woman is sort of an amusing and clear statement about the equality of men and women and how both men and women should have the opportunity to be the hero in culture. And I think, in the landscape work, there are similarities, and it's new to me, so I'm really just beginning to investigate that. But I feel like our old view of the land was to own it, was to develop it, and I'm kind of interested in a new view of the land as the equality of men and women comes into balance in our culture. I think we will start to view the land differently. I think those cultural shifts for humanity will actually allow us to be better stewards of the land, to think into the future about how we want the land to be. I'm so interested in our relationship with the natural world. We're completely codependent on the natural world, and yet I think there's, with westward expansion and manifest destiny, the things that created the country as we see it now, I think there was this view that we should take over and own these pieces of land. And I think we're starting to see very clearly that model is not functioning well for the environment. And so through doing my landscape paintings, I'm really hoping that we can start seeing the land in a new way, that we can start really owning our role as protectors of the land. Yeah, I think art reflects the society that we live in. I think it also has an opportunity to talk about truth, whatever that truth may be. In my Re-Western series specifically, I was really interested in talking about the equality of men and women through a visual language where people might be able to digest it, or come at that truth in a different way. I think artists spend a lot of time observing the natural world, and through that observation, and editing. They don't just observe, we actually observe and then edit things out to almost tell the story more clearly. So I would hope that artists, in the best case scenario, I think artists allow people to see the story of humanity more clearly and possibly come to some truth. There is the landscape and what it looks like, and then I am definitely tweaking that landscape to heighten the color, to make it a little warmer than maybe it is. Like when you drive into the West Texas desert, there's something almost terrifying about the lack of water, and that's not the feeling I want people to get from these landscapes. I want them to like really feel the warmth of the planet and how interconnected we are with it.